All right, thank you all for being here today. My name is Dan McConkey, Senate Republican leader. I just want to open this press conference by acknowledging the extremely unfortunate events that we witnessed overnight and continuing on today in Ukraine. I have, as many of you know, I have a personal relationship with that area of the world. My wife grew up in communist Bulgaria, and all of those areas are very, very concerned about the naked aggression that we are seeing right now by the Russian president in that area of the world. One of the things that I will comment about is that, I think the best thing that we can do in our society when we see governments of this sort who are performing these kind of actions overseas is to reinforce the goodness and the quality that we have here in America with our democracy. And that is the airing out of ideas about issues that people are gravely, gravely concerned about, and people having a seat at the table and settling these issues in a civilized manner. And so with that, I will turn it over to the caucus who is introducing the legislation today. I'll kick it over to Senator Neil Anderson.
Thank you, Leader. And as the Leader said, it's days like today and the topics at hand that make us appreciate our constitutional republic. Many parents in Illinois feel as though they have lost their voices. All too often, the opinions of families and even school administrators and board members have been sidelined by bureaucrats who aren't accountable to them. Today, we are proposing a comprehensive package designed to improve transparency and accountability of all the state's K-12 education system, as well as growing opportunities provided to students. What information is taught to students, as well as how it is taught, has a major impact not only on the education success of students, but the people that they become in everyday society. Parents have a right to know what their children are being taught and shouldn't have to file a FOIA request to find that out. Our legislation brings transparency to school curriculums by requiring schools to publicly post specific, in-depth information on what information is being taught and what materials are being used. Schools would be required to update that information at least twice per year, once on August 1st and another on January 1st. This will help parents not only understand what students are learning, but to ensure that educational lessons are appropriate and that the learning environment is positive and an open one. While this bill isn't targeting any particular subject or learning materials, it will provide equal levels of transparency for students and their families, regardless of the subject matter. With that, I'll turn over the next section to Senator Terry Bryant.
Thank you, and thank you to each of you for being here today. Before I start with my remarks about Senate Bill 4180, I do want to say I appreciate the leader mentioning Ukraine this morning, but there's another area of concern for many of us here, or should be, in Illinois, and that is some flyovers that we're hearing about in Taiwan today. So although it's called the People's Republic of China, Taiwan, the Taiwanese people are free. We have many, many Taiwanese Americans living here in this country, in Chicago, and they are heavily represented in the Chicago area. In fact, when the pandemic began and we couldn't get face masks, our friends, the Taiwanese friends that we have in Chicago, made sure that many of us had 5,000 masks each to hand out to schools and nursing homes. So while our hearts go out to the people of Ukraine right now, I would like for us to just remember that we need to be keeping a very close eye on what's going on in Taiwan. So with that, just introduce myself to you. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Senator Terry Bryant. I represent the 58th Senate District, which is all or parts of 8 counties in the second deepest part of Illinois, second only to Senator Fowler. These are some important issues that we're talking about this morning. And as you know, I'm on the Senate Education Committee, and many of the issues that come through education. I've been closely tied to, and when it comes to education in our state, I've tried to be an advocate for parents, and we just continue that with Senate Bill 4180. Parents should have a voice in what happens in their children's schools. They do have a say right now in electing their local school boards. And so the parents being hands-on and being available during those school board meetings do help their school board stay accountable to them. However, the Illinois State Board of Education is made up quite differently, and it's entirely comprised of governor's appointees who are not held accountable to the people of Illinois through elections. So ISBE sets rules and standards for all public schools, from educational requirements to mandates to rules for health and safety. The governor effectively controls ISBE and decisions made by the board through the power of appointed members. Allowing one individual to control the state's K-12 school system is not healthy, nor is it in the best interest of the students and their families. Parents deserve to have a voice in the state board and to have a say in who serves and makes decisions, which will have an enormous impact on their children. So our legislation, Senate Bill 4180, creates 5 new positions on the state board elected by the people of Illinois. Under the legislation, 5 new positions would be created, 1 per each judicial district, elected to 4-year terms, serving a maximum of 2 terms. This will help restore the voice of Illinois parents in their state's educational system. I want to, at this point, turn everything over for our next bill to Senator Jill Tracy.
Thank you, Senator Bryant. Good morning. I'm Senator Jill Tracy of the 47th Senate District that is comprised of 11 counties in west central Illinois. As my 2 previous colleagues spoke about ways in which we can empower parents to be more involved in their children's education, the bill I wish to discuss is Senate Bill 4181. And what it does is it empowers parents by ensuring that all students, no matter their income, background, or status, has the opportunity to a better education. And that's what the Invest in Kids program provides. This program is proven and tested, and it's been effective. It provides a means for a different educational outcome for children all over the state, and especially in the areas of high population that have seen their education eroded and impacted in a negative way in the last few years. By providing tuition for private education, the Invest in Kids program gives low-income students struggling in schools an opportunity for something better. The Invest in Kids has already been a source for many success stories. All of us legislators have heard and been sent letters from numerous students and families throughout the state touting the wonderful program of being allowed to attend a different school with a Invest in Kids scholarship stipend, and it's changed lives and it's changed families for the better. So the Invest in Kids program is about ready to expire, and what we want to do by this bill is make that program permanent. Extending the program will provide a real choice to students and their families whose future might be otherwise limited by educational resources that are not meeting their needs for whatever reasons. We are looking to offer some stability for students who have found a ray of hope in the Invest Kids program and create a funding preference to those already participating in the program, and will provide educational stability for them and their families. And if these students are allowed to achieve such educational success, they will serve as a very important role model for the other children out there who may not see education as a worthy goal or even as an option in their current situation. So that's why I think it's of utmost importance that we make the Invest in Kids program a permanent one, and that's what this bill does. And with that, I will turn it over to my colleague, Senator Jason Barickman.
Morning, everyone. Jason Barickman, I represent the 53rd District out of Bloomington. I just want to build on the comments made by my colleague, Senator Tracy, regarding the Invest in Kids Act. We've also filing Senate Bill 4182, which, in addition to the provisions mentioned by Senator Tracy, Senate Bill 4182 helps to better align the Invest in Kids Act with federal tax law. And so we filed that legislation as well. Together, these two bills help to secure the program of this very vital program that has benefited tens of thousands of children from every region of this state and ought to be made permanent and ought to be available to more families who are in need of a high-quality education. So with that, we want to turn it over to any questions you all may have.